Today we're patching a leak in the roof, basically. Let me show you. So what we got is a vent. It's not installed correctly, and so water was leaking in every time it rained, causing a lot of havoc. So we're gonna. So all we did was, so far as I measured where that hole was, I just went up a couple inches, straight line, cut it with my saw. Okay, and we already had a seam halfway on that rafter, and there was a seam here. So all I did was came over to the next rafter. I just went up against it, cut all the way up against it. As you can see, the line wasn't exactly straight, whether the rafters are off or my line was off. Either way. So I took out all the rotted wood. So yeah, I understand there probably needs a lot of new decking and new shingles, but this is just what they're paying me to do to repair it, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of wood from here to here, do the same thing here to here, and then one in the middle. I'm also going to put one, before I do that, I'm going to put one all the way up against here and screw it in so I have something else to screw to. And then I'm going to cut me a piece of plywood, this measurement, place it on top, and then screw it in, cover it with tar paper. But before I do that, I'm going to pry underneath each one of these seams and find where the seam is, wherever the cut seam is, where the stair step pattern is on both sides, and pull the shingles off both sides, make it all loose, try to pull the nails out so they're just laying there loose and floppy. Put new tar paper down, nail it in, and of course I'm going to run it from the bottom up so that if it rains right now it'll stop the leak, and then stagger the shingles back in a little at a time. So it's not going to be that easy of a process. It's about 2 foot by 3 foot, and one of the problems is I'm noticing that they use 3/8 inch plywood, and normally it's 1/2 inch, and I bought 1/2 inch OSB, so I'm going to have to make that work. 1/2 inch OSB, some more to come. Alright, so what I mean by the stair step pattern is you got to break the shingles loose. You need to be careful about it because you don't want to damage the shingles. They're going to go back down. I got that loose. So in order for me to find where this ends, I have to get this one loose, find where the nail is along here. So as you can see, I got a nail there and a nail there. So in order for me to do that, I have to go under here, try this nail, come up, under this one. So that one's not a full piece, so that one's come out. But this one I want to keep. I'm going to pry that nail underneath there. It's a little difficult with one hand. So I'm going to have to go back to using 2 hands because I don't want to break the nails. But basically you do that. And so I'm going to take that one off there, and this one should come off somewhere in here, wherever the seam is, until I get my stair step pattern going. Because this one's right here. So this one, I'm going to put a nail, so I want to be careful. Just get all these loose so I can find the seam. So it looks like the seam's right here on this one and right there on that one. The same thing on the bottom on every other one. So to get those out from underneath there, I have to pry this one up, get those nails out. So you just got to be careful not to damage any shingles. Like I said, it's really tough to do it with one hand, but what you want to do is you want to have a stair step pattern going back so that... Sorry about that, the homeowner was yelling at me and distracted me on the last video. But here, so I've got my stair step working, and I'll come back, do it again, make the rest of them look just like this, so that I can run the shingles, nail them up under here and just do it like you're normally roofing from the bottom up. From the bottom up. Make them all look like that on every side. I got to there, got down to there, so now I'll come back to that one and do the same thing again. And the same thing on that side. Those 2x4s are for me to frame this out to put the new decking down. So again, when you do the stair step pattern, you're gonna have a nail here. That's gotta come out. And then the one that's nailed in up here also is holding this shingle on. So you got the one holding it here and the one holding it here on. So both these nails are gonna have to come out. That's why you pry under and just pull them out so that you can still get under there and nail down new nails. So now we got it framed out. We already have half the stud over there, rafter over there. So let's put some more screws in. All right, closed up, plywood on, chart paper over top. Doesn't have to be too pretty because I'm fixing to go over it with shingles right now. Yeah, the roof's all patched. I've got it stair stepped, feathered in, and all the shingles are re-nailed, and there's no elevation change. So, and then once it heats up, those shingles will stick. They're already starting to now. So yeah, that's one of the patches. So there's 2 more to go. Okay, this is spot number 2. I'm gonna do the same thing. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take off all the shingles that have absolutely no aggregate on them, back to wherever the seam is, like I did over here. Continue down there. That way we can stagger and stair step in some new shingle. So same thing. Fiber under, loosen up the shingle. We can get to the nails. So when we get back to a seam. Okay, so there's no seam there, so we're gonna go back further. All right, so there's one there. So taking that one back to there. Loosen and take that one up to here. So we'll leave this one, move that nail, and that nail, and take this one up at this thing, but leave this one. The reason you take that nail up, so when you slide the next one under, this one under for the next one, you can nail it, and then I'll take that nail off, but leave this one, but remove this shingle. So on and so on, so you'll move that nail and that nail at this seam, but leave this shingle and remove this shingle, and that'll give you that stair step pattern you need to splice in the new shingles. And then when you go back and you go from the bottom up, you put the new shingle in, you'll now put a nail there on the new shingle and a new nail here on this old shingle. All the bad shingles removed, stair step pattern. Tar paper already on, still good. Time for the new shingles. Stair step, halfway we're done, running through repair. All right, getting there on the second patch. It's looking good. Patch 2, all done. Patch 2's all done. On to the next one.